Y'all, I'm having all kinds of problems here. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I might have to leave and come back in a second. Am I loud? I feel like I'm loud. Anyway, hey, what up? Hey, Whiskey. Oh, hey, hey, hey. Hey, Raymail. I don't know how you say that. It's not Lamar. Lamore? Lamore. Lamore? I also really want this camera to be not so close to my face. Hey, Flash fan, how are you? I should change mine to live chat, huh? Who is here to, well, okay. Raymail. Happy Texas Independence Day. What? Why does everybody keep saying that? Texas Independence Day. It can't be. Can't be. Can't be. Hold on. Oh, so much better. Yikesies. What did I do? My child has messed up my setup over here. Oh, it ain't so. Okay, who wants to watch some? What are y'all doing? What's going on, guys? MG was supposed to be live, and then he decided not to go live. So I was like, oh, I guess I'll go live. I know, right? Hey, Jeffrey Montgomery, how are you? No, okay, so I'm super short, like ridiculously short. I went to the zoo today, and I got a cheetah stamp. Oh no, you can't really tell, but anyway, it's a cheetah. But yeah, I'm super short, and so I have like a step stool underneath the desk for my feet to sit on. Otherwise, my back like starts to hurt so badly. And she was here earlier, moving it around and playing with it and sticking things under it. So now it's like lopsided. You would have never guessed, Whiskey. I know, because I look super tall, right? I look real tall, guys. Real tall. Hey, Darlene. Windy. Oh, it's snowing? Yikes. Well, it was really nice in Austin this week. Okay, so I lied. Yesterday, it was crazy. It was like, yeah, I am at least 4'5". This is true. Oh, no, that stinks. Well, so 4'5 3/4", Conrad family. Conrad family, I am 4'5 3/4". Good afternoon, Aussie Tank. Oh, it was so, hey, it's Char. Um, it was so great. I accidentally fell asleep for like I was being a bad mom and my child was not yet in bed. I mean, she was in bed, she just wasn't asleep yet. And then I like really laid down the law and I was like, you have to go to sleep. And then when I forced her to go to sleep, I fell asleep. But I don't remember. It was like right after the what was it? I think it was the Disney pins, maybe the Toy Story pins. It was after that. It was after that. They were doing something else. But I fell asleep for like the last 10 minutes. But it was great. It was great. And speaking of, I did message them on Instagram earlier to ask them about putting up the link for their, it's not GoFundMe. What is it? but I have not found it yet. But they said I could put it up, and what? No, I don't want to open those. They said I could put it up, and I'm going to put it up. I'm going to do a stream tomorrow, like a regular stream, and I am going to put it up at the very, very top. How did were y'all all there in the What the Hell's live stream tonight? Were you there, Whiskey? I feel like I saw Jeffrey. I did not see that, Raymail. The 1986 cake at UT. I didn't see that. What? I didn't see Valhalla win. What did he win? It's GoFundMe. I thought it was Give, Send, Go or something like that. No? Oh, it is a GoFundMe. Well, darn. I see it. It's right here, I think. I emailed it to myself. That is a really long link. Is it supposed to be that long? Oh, copy link. There we go. Okay, so I'm sure you all already have this link, but let's see. Does it go to it goes to the right place. I'm always so impressed with myself when I get things right. Because it doesn't always happen, if you know what I mean. Okay, now it is pinned to the top. Now I won't feel so bad about playing old videos of theirs. It was the largest cake in the world at the time. Wow, that's pretty cool. That is really cool, right? Yeah, I had never heard of them until I started covering them either, Flash fan, but they have a lot of videos and they're kind of fun. I really enjoy them quite a bit, if I'm going to be completely honest. Maybe I enjoy them too much because I watch them a lot. I have been on a bit of a binge. How was everyone's weekend? Besides it being cold and snowy in New York, which doesn't sound all that fun. Ooh, I just saw another one. Okay. Go back. Oh, he won a Disney pen? That's neat. Uh-oh. What does it say? What does it say? You have to do what? You have to stream the What the Hell Sunday Night Wrap Up on the expert stream and Legally Lives. Okay, so he didn't say I didn't see anywhere that he said he was going to stream. So I was like, nobody's streaming. I'm going to stream. Is he streaming? I guess you have to stream them both. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows what the expert has to say? He's a funny guy, that guy. Why isn't this showing? 2020. You ate good barbecue, Flash fan? Oh man, that sounds good. Nail clippers. It's Char. You've been watching since 2017. That's cool. Oh, good. I was gonna start doing some spring cleaning and sorting and didn't get very far, but I did go to the zoo because it's my daughter's spring break. So we started off by going to the zoo today, and she wasn't all that interested in the zoo, to be real. She wanted to go home. She was tired, and I was gonna make some cookies, but we played a lot of Barbie. Lots of Barbie was played. And yesterday we did a bunch of children's birthday parties, which was super fun. It's always fun to go to kids' birthday parties. They're so crazy. So crazy. There were so many children there. It always makes me want another kid, which is kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Okay, what does it say? I want to see stuff about the corrupt mayor because, he's kind of crazy. Underwear bandit. Lost all my hair. Oh, I'll share the screen. Hold on. Share screen, share screen. There we go. Yeah, what is snow? Who knows? Whiskey, you must be from the South. The latest updates with the Hailes. Well, I saw they're live tonight. I'm not sure, Tommy. Update me. Update me. Yeah, both of you are streaming. That's crazy. That's funny. I was going to invite him to stream with me, but it looks like he's got that covered. Okay, let's see here. Neighbor paid us off. Nope. Neighbor made a huge mistake. Lawsuit against the corrupt mayor. I did want to see that one, but I really want to go kind of like in order from where we've been going. And so I want to... Town mayor has been sued and lost. Hey, Lady Law, Sandra, how you doing? The Madam Mayor, not the corrupt mayor, is Restless Us. Oh, this one right here? Oh, yeah. I know, I'm not trying to play her. I'm playing a different one. But thank you. I see what you're saying. That's a new one, like Teresa or something, I think, right? I don't know. I don't know her name. That's funny. Oh, yeah. I heard that, like, wait, but no, I didn't hear that. I heard that there was like a hit put on him and that the sheriff, was it the sheriff or something, told him at the county meeting, I think. That's what I heard. And it, like, by that, I think the guy's name was Donald or something, but I did not hear the newest one about her, if that is something that happened. Did not hear that. Did not hear that. But I did hear that she has a GoFundMe up. I did hear Jeremy say that earlier. I heard it. I heard it with my own ears. All week on me. Cops were called all week. No cops called on me by town residents? What? Okay, I saw that one. I feel like this is a lot.
You okay?
I gotta warm up my vocals for you. Even though I'm not singing, I gotta warm them up for you.
Georgia's singing tonight.
That's not gonna happen. I'll be here to cheer you on. I'll be your cheerleader.
Like you were in town hall when I paid my bill with Mary Mathescary.
Yeah, kind of just stood there silently, making sure I got everything on screen.
Making sure Richard didn't beat me up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Or pass out, one of the two.
Yeah, either could have happened.
Happy Sunday fun day, everyone. Happy Easter. Welcome back to our weekly Sunday live, where we get to hang out with you guys, read some of your comments in the live chat if you are participating at Sunday 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. If you're watching the
Snarky comment from the sheriff. Oh, yeah. The content thing. Oh, yeah. Right.
replay, obviously we're not going to be able to read your chat, but we will read your comments.
A lot of people watch the replay.
It's still live, but
why can't I participate in this live chat?
Right. You won't be able to participate in live chat,
chat,
but you can leave a comment. We will read those. If this is your first live, welcome. Jeremy usually likes to start the live off with a song.
I don't know what this thing about. Like, there's just no material.
There's so much to sing about.
No material this week.
But how do you put it in song? Is the question.
Can you hear me? And is that too loud?
I mean,
thank you, Gina.
Yeah, I know it's an old episode. Did y'all want to watch a newer episode?
So much has gone on this week. It's been one Hailes of a week. When we say Hailes of a week, it's been one Hailes of a week.
One Hailes of a week.
Me. Lakira became a super fan. Welcome, Lakira 55.
Well, despite what Mary Mathis Scary is claiming that our fans have called. The town of Otter Creek owes me a huge refund for charging me not only once, probably twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, maybe even more for the same gallon of water.
No, Lady Law.
Normal water.
Apparently you've been watching this a lot too, huh?
And we've finally gotten to the bottom.
Some Otter Creek water.
In any other circumstance, I would, but not now.
He's not parched right now, so he'll pass.
Remember, we repiped our entire cold water line to
This is
make
more about
sure
water.
we didn't have a leak, which there's never been a leak found. And because we did this, we used buckets of water to flush the toilet now. So our cold water line was under the cement.
I just want to see more about the creepy.
100% completely
Oh, here we
sure
go.
that we did not have a leak. That water line actually goes underground in the cement to the toilet as well. So that cut that off as we bypassed and we went straight into the hot water tank. You can see here where our line comes in.
This is going to be about that 17,000 gallons, huh?
And this is the line that we cut off that goes down to the toilet. That's why we can't flush the toilet. And that's why we don't actually have running water in some of the faucets. Here it is, my
Wait,
2
they didn't decide to move?
meter.
Did they?
The famous
They're still in Florida.
2-inch meter.
The infamous.
All right, so what you can see right here, this is the shutoff and the turn-on valve for the meter. And what you don't see is what's called a check valve. So a check valve, as water runs through the line, a check valve shuts and makes sure that water can't go back.
Oh, this is about the valve.
So
Okay.
here's what's been happening in the town of Otter Creek. They purchased new filters and they got antiquated pumps. I mean, these things are old. And so now you got pumps that really can't handle pushing all this water through the filters. And now pressure is dropping all around in Otter Creek. And when that pressure drops, all the water that
I missed this somehow. I must not have been paying attention. Like they said that this last week or something? That they're moving to Orlando? Like they're moving from their 70 acres or whatever? That sucks. I mean, I would have probably done the same thing, but yes, very early on about the water issues. Hey, MLS. What you doing? Why are you still awake? It's real late there. It's the time change, huh? That was loud. It's been a month. What? I thought you just got a membership like the last time. No? Well, thanks for being a member for a month, Dave. Yes. Are you doing the... You are doing the... Yay! Drop a link in the chat. So y'all, Dave, if y'all don't know him, he's from Making Law Simple. Right here, it's on the screen. And he does a Saturday night, like, I think it's usually twice a month. He does a Lego stream with Valhalla awaits. And this Saturday, I guess it is. He has a hard time spelling, but don't hold it against him, okay? See, he spelled it right. There we go. There's the link. Go and grab it. I wonder if I can add this. I can't. But anyway, so this Saturday, he is going to have the Haileys on. I don't know if he's going to have both or just Jeremy or just George. That doesn't shock me either that Valhalla Awaits is on. Hey, that he is on the experts stream because nobody goes to Discord and checks out my links. Also, who wants to come on a stream at what time? Well, obviously Valhalla did. What am I talking about? Obviously Valhalla did. Oops. Almost just made a big old boo-boo, you guys. Anywho. Okay, let's go back to it. This is about the 17,000 gallons that the city was being all stupid with. But anyway, the Lego stream. Sorry, my ADD. Dave is going to be doing a Lego stream with the Haileys this Saturday. What time is that, Dave? But there's the link. He put it in there. He put it in there. I kind of want to put it at the top. But y'all go grab it and check it out. And they're going to build some Legos. And it's a very fun stream. Y'all should definitely check it out. Ever since I have been, ever since I knew about Dave, I've been watching the Lego stream. It's the most fun. More people need to watch that.
It's already been pushed into my line. It's being
He has a
siphoned
wrench.
and sucked back out, and then
And he's
pushed
on
back
Discord,
in
I think,
once
so
the pressure goes
he had
up,
a
and
link.
siphoned and sucked, and then pushed back in. Guess how many times
He's cool,
I'm
though.
being charged for the same
Love
water
that.
going in my pipe?
Every single time it swishes.
Every single time the water pressure drops. Now, for the normal person in Otter Creek, that's going to show just a little bit on their water bill. But my line, my 2-inch line, it's long. My line is huge. And when that volume of water goes back and forth, that's a huge
Phrasing.
bill. As a matter of fact, we're going to show you how long that line is right now.
Is he going to go yell at them? Hey, Farrell. Well, I was awake to watch MG and then he didn't go live. And I was like, I'll go live. Okay, he's right. This is a long line. Wait, where was that?
This is where the water line eventually comes into the house, if you can really call this a house. Now, how did we come up with this conclusion? Number one, you, the fans. It was actually a local fan in Golf Hammock that helped us come up with this conclusion, who knows a master plumber, who then we contacted the town of Otter Creek's master plumber, Lonnie. Remember when Mary was actually supposed to get Lonnie to check on the meter? She lied to me, and Lonnie never came out to check on the meter. Well, Lonnie and I started talking about it, and Lonnie went, absolutely, that's what's happening. The water is being drawn through, pushed back, drawn through, pushed back, drawn through, pushed back. The town of Otter Creek owes me a huge refund for charging me not only once, probably twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, maybe even more for the same gallon of water. But Lonnie's coming out to put a check valve in our 2-inch line. For the last time, my 2-inch pipe is not filling my pond. This is the bottom of my pond right here. My 2-inch pipe does not have a leak. There's the deck. Are you staring at my deck?
Yeah, where else am I supposed to be looking at?
You see how low my pond is?
It's so low right now.
It's
There's
a puddle.
really dry spot right here.
It's a puddle.
And then all the lily pads are dry.
That's my grass. I'm going to mow later. I promise. I'm going to mow later today. So some of you right now are thinking, is Otter Creek going to give you your money back? Well, one way or another, yeah, they're going to refund us the money. That's on our part to go the legal route and the legal action. Remember, there's domestic courts and civil courts. We'll take care of all of that in a civil suit. And speaking of all those things that are civil, you would think that the town of Otter Creek with less than 100 people would be a civil place to live. And unfortunately, this place has a reputation. No matter where you go, you could go to a surrounding town in Chiefland, you can go to Cedar Key. I mean, you could go to Ocala, you could go to Orlando. If you say Otter Creek, somebody already has the reputation in their mind, and they'll tell you again and again and again. I'm going to tell you exactly what one of the Mayor Russell's kin, his own kin, has said to me. He's went, that place ain't right, and neither are the people. Oh. But there are some really, really good people in Otter Creek, like extremely good. We love them to death. And they're thrilled that we actually bought the lot. As a matter of fact, look at that. Brian, you know what this is? This is a picnic table that we went to go and buy at a garage sale at the Arc building. And we ended up actually buying the entire building. So
we didn't know we were going to buy the whole building.
George made me haul all these picnic tables. There's 4 of them. Now we have to haul them back to the actual Arc building, to the old schoolhouse.
Because why?
Because we have a huge dollar sale. It's a fundraiser for the Arc of Levy County. And that's on April 22nd, 10 a.m. at 351 Florida 24 in Otter Creek. And so all these precious people are going to be coming out, and they're going to be helping with this dollar sale. They're going to give $1 for anything and everything to help the Arc. But there are some people that are a bit behind, a bit backwards. You know, it's not just because George and I are here in Otter Creek that all of a sudden all of these issues have come up. Otter Creek has been like this for quite some time. As a matter of fact, I've shown a clip of this, just a clip in the past.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Of one of the town hall meetings. I'm going to show it in entirety. This is from 2013. This is 10 years ago, before George and I ever knew the words Otter Creek.
My concerns are, and I think most of them have already been addressed, about the town looking like a ghetto and the town council not doing anything to fix this, nor is anyone ever going to want to move here to improve our town or make it where there's more people to compensate or justify this water issue. If that's the complaint with Chiefland, is only the 92 residents here in Otter Creek. No,
that was only
here.
one person.
Okay, well, one person, whatever. Second, I don't think the water, I'd like to know how much more time and money is going to be spent on this Chiefland deal, because I don't think it's going to happen. I think if it were, it would have already. I think there's always going to be issues with other councils. So maybe it's time to start planning our plan B or C before any more money and time is wasted on this Chiefland deal. Is there an answer?
Yeah.
Or
You just did that earlier. Schedule a meeting. We're going to do the roundtable meeting with them. And at that point, it's going to be pretty obvious. It's either going to fly or it's not.
Okay, so is there, maybe we can start working on our plan B, C,
D, E, whatever.
whatever.
Keep going.
A, to get us out of trouble with EP, and B, so that we don't have water back. Not even just drinking it, but absorbing it into our skin.
Right. Exactly.
Miscarriage, cancer, whatever. Sorry. Plan
This
B.
make me want some water.
Madam Mayor, I would like to address that. As I said, and just to reiterate that, I think it's time not just to revisit Plan A through W, but to look at any new options. And we are doing that, and we will do that as we work the last bit of this deal. As you said, we'll find out in the meeting. So there's no question that we will be doing both, and we've already started doing both. And really, in fact, we never stopped doing both, because what we found in projects experienced over 25 years with many municipalities is that you always make sure you're investigating any option that's in the best interest of your client. And as you know, that's what we've been doing from day one. This is a very challenging project. I will be the first to admit that. So we're near the break point.
And that's great. And I truly appreciate all the work that's been done. We've done a lot of that, but it's really, really long time. It's not just suddenly. I'm so glad that you finally stepped in and said, hey, fix it, or we're going to fix it for you, or whatever they're saying. We'll contact them and find out about that. I would love that. Okay, next.
Well, Charlene, the reason it's got behind is because of people getting on the computer with DEP and all this to start with.
Well, I don't think that's what got behind. I think
Well, I'm just saying what we was
and
talking
I would
about
be
the
one of those
water
people.
association people.
So, next, I did look on my phone on the Vote We Do website, and it does say that.
Lady Law, you mean the evidence? Answering the evidence questions? If that's what you mean. That was no problem. That was kind of fun. No problemo.
Qualifying for the Otter Creek Town election is September 23rd through the 27th, September 23rd through the 26th from 10
Just watching video.
and September 27th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. I don't think they pulled that out of their hat, so I'd kind of like to know where they got that and what the actual
No, I want my own
qualifying dates are.
I defer to the town of Otter Creek. I don't know why it's wrong on Levy County.
Yeah, I don't think they just made that up though, so they would have gotten that from somewhere.
Well, you can generate a long day.
Well,
I mean, we have our ordinance, it's 67 days.
hey, the ordinances obviously aren't effective or being enforced in any way, so. Next, I'd like to know when the public agendas and town council meetings are being posted. Please don't laugh. I'm sorry, if you find it amusing, then you should have public comments.
Good bit small.
Listen,
Yay.
so anyway, my question, when are these noticed and where are they?
2:00,
Okay,
bulletin board out there, Herschel's front door, and the post office.
this past Friday?
Yeah.
Okay, could we maybe research the sunshine law, because I believe it's 7 days for.
I happen to have it in my
Agenda
hand actually right
and-
here.
We had that before, Charlene,
Okay,
and they said as long as we have 4 days before the meeting. We
Is
can
that
get 'em
Friday isn't 4 days.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We get them 4 days before the meeting. It's fine, but we done that.
It's not according to the sunshine law.
weekends, because I'm gonna,
I'm just saying what.
wait, who?
Thanks for popping in before the meds kick in. I'm great. I took my daughter to the zoo this morning. But I am great. How are you?
Who told you this? Because I'd like to
It's
follow.
been doing that, well, how long? 12, 14, 16 years?
Maria, it's
Okay.
paying money right there. Get him to find out something that he should know.
He doesn't know.
If he puts like.
So have an answer.
Okay,
Well, they change this all the time, so it's worth verifying.
I would like for it to be verified, and if it is 4 days, I'd like to know where
Yeah.
it's from.
I just said it's been that way for about 16
Because
years.
I think the sunshine laws are being repeatedly and knowingly violated, and it's something that needs to be addressed.
Yes, they are.
Okay, I'm done. Anyway,
Anybody else like to comment?
We find out about that, about the.
I just have the 2013 government and the sunshine manual in my
I don't think we were
hand,
done
and it
yet.
says, except in the case of emergency, notice should be provided at least 7 days prior to the meeting.
That's not right.
That, according to the 2013 on the Attorney General's page.
Okay, then I would
well,
like to
then-
see what's correct.
Agreed.
Is that a public records request that I need to make, or?
What, are you asking me to generate a record?
No, I'm not asking you to generate. I'm asking you
Well,
to show
If you
me.
can look up the statute,
Yes.
then that's what you're.
We are going. Song of Rain. We are going this week. John, we went to the Austin Zoo, which is like, it's a really cool zoo actually. It's all rescues. So it's a smaller zoo, but it's really cool. And I just really like it because they're all rescues. And they just recently got some cheetahs, which are pretty cool. They have a lot of lions. They have a tiger. They have lots of good things. And we might go to the San Antonio Zoo. The San Antonio Zoo is really good. And I have heard the Dallas-Fort Worth Zoo is great, but I have not been there. The Houston Zoo is great. I used to go there a lot. Yes, everybody has great child zoo memories, I think. Braxton, well, welcome. How are you? I love the kitty cat. That's a very pretty cat. Are you asking me, Lady Law, are you asking? They're talking about the water and about the meetings, I think. And they are talking about the notice that they have to give and some other stuff that these people are saying. The people in the meeting, in the town meeting, are saying like, oh, no, that's not what we go by. But there's a statute that they're supposed to be going by. No, they don't. Snow rules, they don't have a Labrador. In with the big cats. I have not been to the snake farm. To be honest, is that Kath or Kathy? I guess it's Kathy. I'm not a fan of snakes. Not a fan of snakes at all.
I'd like to see the statute that the town council's going by.
where they would get their 4-day information.
Yeah.
Or what the law says.
You want to see the statute. If you have the statute, why do you need to amend?
I think that's what she's reading, and
Well,
you're
yeah.
all telling us that it's incorrect.
Lady Law, conversations, living room with RJ says, the point of this meeting is showing that Otter Creek had a history of ignoring sunshine laws going back to 2013.
If that's correct, everything you've done here tonight is illegal. You can't, this meeting never happened.
I'll
Look.
into it.
Look into it.
I think it's 72
Look on
hours.
it.
Not according to the government
Not
sunshine
according to the
law
sunshine
on
law.
the Attorney General's
Talk to
website.
Excuse me. Oh my God, I've got better things to do.
This is the one generated.
I would like to
by the
know.
Attorney General's
Yes,
He's going to leave.
Sure.
I'm positive. I got it off the
It's
website.
not the crap from Joel Campbell.
I don't have any sort of website on here, but I can give you the link to it. I'll send it to the town hall's email,
Please do.
specifically off of the Attorney General's website.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah, can you send us the rules?
And that just kind of coincides with the public records lawsuit that's already happened. If the sunshine rules aren't being followed correctly, isn't that opening the town up for another lawsuit?
So,
I understand that, but don't you have a town attorney to follow up on those changes? Or,
when we ask him to follow up on something, he's not psychic.
well, I would like for them to be followed up on, and I would like an answer.
That's not the way that works. Like, if there were changes to the law, the town attorney should know to follow up on that. Right? Or like they should know to ask him to follow up on that. Wait, what? That's him and his daughter confronting the council? That's him and his daughter confronting the council? I thought that was just his daughter confronting the council. Is this like council he's not involved in or what? Why are they, was he still the mayor at this time? Does anybody know? Yeah, that's Russ Assess, right? Okay, it says, the man in the blue shirt facing us, kind of. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's this dude right here. Is Russ Assess. I feel like he's always in a blue shirt. He is a town board member who moved into the mayor's seat. His daughter in blue shirt was questioning board. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it. Oh, that's Russ before he was elected? Are you sure? Because it says like it was in April of 2023. Anywho. Oh, he's been the mayor a couple of times, huh? Oh, wait. So am I wrong? Is this him? Right here?
I'm sorry I'm accusing you. Or maybe I'm glad I'm amusing you. But I would like an answer.
You know what? I'll give council an answer.
Okay.
If you want me to look into it, I'll advise council to make comments.
You work for everybody in the town. You don't work for the council.
Can we expect that answer? Or,
No, he works for us.
will the town council have their answer by the next meeting?
I would imagine.
We should have. Investigate and find out what's going on.
Oh.
Ms. Clea, if you'd like,
Yeah,
I can
mine
also
was
highlight the specific page numbers all in the email for the reasonable notice required. And also that meeting that I attended a couple of weeks ago with going on with the city council from Chiefland, and you said it was a workshop. The workshop
This is on
that we
the
had a couple weeks ago, do you remember?
Yes.
Yeah, those are also supposed to have minutes required according to this sunshine law. So I'll send you that page as well.
Well, we went to Chief, you all went to Chief, but you.
No, it was here.
It was here.
So look,
Can you make sure the
this
record
meeting-
reflects that my comment was knowingly and
That's them.
repeatedly violated the sunshine law? Thank you.
or this video.
Knowingly and repeatedly.
It's from 2023, April 13th, 2023.
Okay.
But it could be
Anything
like
else?
old when he
Make
was.
motion to adjourn.
Oh, really? Oh, y'all are saying this video is different? That's so crazy.
Here's the unusual thing about that clip. That's a town hall meeting.
That's crazy.
And you see a couple of different individuals in there. Don is actually in there laughing at the resident that is complaining. And I find that completely and totally uncalled for. You've got Russell, who's telling the council that everything they're doing is illegal. Now, who's telling the council that everything they're doing is illegal? I had a recent conversation with one of the current council members and going to be one of the council members that will be returning.
Sorry,
and that
there's a little
individual
delay.
told me this. The people in Otter Creek don't want more. And I completely and totally disagree with that statement because everybody wants more. Everyone I've ever met wants more. For example, George wanted more picnic tables. I've never met an individual who doesn't want more of something. So a lot of individuals come out to Otter Creek because they want more peace and quiet, right? That's always a bonus and a benefit. There are people who want more relief from their pain. And a lot of times they find that relief the wrong way. They do it through drugs, through alcohol, and that's rampant here in this area. But that individual was talking to me about financial things. So saying that the people in this area don't want any more. They want to live life just the way they are. They're content. They want nothing more. I still disagree. 100% disagree, because I feel like I could go into any one of those homes and those individuals are probably going to have a lottery scratch off. And why did they do that? Because they want more. They all want more. The issue in this area is they don't want to do the work for more. Everybody wants more of something. Not everybody is willing to put in the effort and the work to get it done and to have more. George wanted more space. I thought you'd catch that. George wanted more space. So we bought the schoolhouse. I wanted more privacy in my life. When you live your life so publicly online, privacy is a premium. That's why we came to Otter Creek. We didn't come here to film Otter Creek. We had no desire to ever do such. But yet they put us in a position to where we literally have to film our lives in every interaction with them for accountability purposes. And in my personal opinion, that's ridiculous to have to do that. I want more hogs. Remember when we caught those 7 baby hogs?
Boink, boink, yes.
Yeah, and we domesticated them and we turned them into our pet pigs, just like dogs.
That was so wild.
Well, they were wild hogs, so that's probably why it was wild. So what we're gonna do is we're taking this massive industrial hog fence. I'm ready, Brian, if you are. We're gonna put it back by the creek, where we can, that's not easy. Holy cow. How many pieces do you think we should do at a time? All of them?
I don't know all of them.
Oh man, careful.
I'm gonna go around the side.
All right.
Then we'll get it up on there.
No, Russ is on the right. It said it's illegal. Yeah, it's illegal. This meeting's illegal. Yeah, if he wants hogs, come to Texas. That's true. But they're like the big wild hogs. Yeah, I would totally show the court hearings. I'm sure y'all have had enough of that lately because I think everyone is showing that. But like the ones past that aren't on the Haileys site, like the clean ones, the ones that like the whole hearing by itself without the commentary. Obviously I don't have oh, look, who's here? Did I know that? I didn't. I don't know how to. Oh, did I add you? Oh, I know what I need to do. How long have you been sitting there?
Just hanging out. I didn't want to like disturb you. You seemed like you were rolling.
I wasn't. Oh my God. Hi. Thank you for coming. How
you sent
are
me an
you?
invite randomly. I didn't even know whose it was. I was
Oh,
like,
really? And you're just like, oh, I'm going to go in and see.
well, I was just kind of checking through things before I went to bed. Here, let me close
Yeah.
my door here.
Okay. What are you up to? Oh, yeah, everybody. Hey, this is Steve Gosney. He is an attorney in Florida. You do you're a criminal attorney, right? But you do appeals, like appellate stuff, death penalty stuff.
Yes. All of
He's like real good. He's one of those real good lawyers.
Well, thank you. I try. Don't we all try, don't we? I've been goofing off a lot today, this weekend, and so I'm enjoying myself.
Well, that's good. You deserve to get to goof off.
Yeah, and been but I don't want to disturb your show, but you sent me a nice invite, and I always said legally live, I need to come on here and say hello to you.
Yes, you do. Thank you so much for coming.
Well,
Yes,
you
no.
never I don't know when you stream, so this was an opportunity that I had to take advantage of, right?
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, I don't stream at like I didn't ever have regular streaming until last week, and then I just started doing it at 3:30 Central, like every day. But I think I'm going to change that again. When do you stream?
I use 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't have a regular time. It depends, but usually it's weekdays. I've got a Tuesday stream and a Thursday stream. Tuesday, I'm going to be having a fellow named Demetrius Minor, who is a conservative, and we're going to talk about the conservative case against the death penalty. And then Thursday, it's going to be Joe of Good Logic and myself, and we're going to be talking sex, drugs, and rock and roll, a Jew and a Catholic talk.
Nice.
So those I'm looking forward to. Those will be 2 good streams, I think.
Hold on
so
1 second.
I'm just kind of doing things when they come up,
Yeah. That's good. You had like taken a little break for a while, right?
Right. And yeah, I took a long break, about 2-3 weeks, and just to kind of think about, because it wasn't getting fun, and I was getting some pushback, just a couple negative comments and some people getting personal, and it wasn't fun. I'm like, I don't want to do this. And so I stopped to reconsider what I wanted to do. And basically I took Valhalla Awaits' advice, which is just stream when you want to stream what you want to stream, because everybody's always asking me, because, oh, you're the appellate lawyer, and they're always asking me law stuff. And sometimes I like doing that, but if I want to have a channel with law content and be the top guy, and when I thought about it, it's like, I don't really want to do that. That would make me miserable. So that makes me unhappy. It's like working. Now, occasionally I'll have thoughts, and if the right trial comes along, I'll be involved with it. But
you don't
just
always
streaming,
just
to what's that?
You don't always want to just stream law.
Yeah, part of it is that, how do I say this? Like, when I talk about something, I want to make sure that what I'm saying is correct.
Yeah.
And and one of the reasons I think that I have some credibility, if I have any at all, is because I don't just spout off on an opinion without anything to say. So when I do something, I want to really understand it and really get to the bottom of it and speak knowing the facts, knowing the law, so that when I speak, I can speak authoritatively. So, but that requires a lot of investment in time and space and energy. And so I've got to really, really pick my battles. So, for example, I'm going to definitely stream, or I'll definitely be involved with the OnlyFans murder down in Miami.
Yeah, Clinton.
Because that is a first-degree murder charge involving self-defense in Florida, which is right in my wheelhouse. And it's not in my jurisdiction, so I won't get the appeal. So that's perfect. And the same thing with the suitcase murderer, because I'm probably going to do that one too, because those two are ones that I will have a lot to say. I'll know what's going on, and I can see it coming, and so I'll tag in, and I'll not do it on my stream, but do it on other people's streams, like drop in whoever invites me and promotes my books and stuff. How do you like to see my new book?
Yes, I did see. I saw your new book on somebody's channel the other day. I saw it behind you, but what is it?
This is Death Penalty Desires, Passion,
Desires,
Lust, and Murder. It's a novel.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and I wrote the novel, and it's ready to go. In fact, I just shipped out. Well, I just sent to the printer the first hardcovers, all my first early adopters. But actually, you know what? You ever listen to Prince?
No.
The Prince Black album? Are you familiar with the legend behind the Princess Black album?
No. What
It
is
was
it?
like he released it and then he took it back immediately. I might do that.
Uh-oh.
I might do
Uh-oh.
that on this book because this book has got some very dirty parts.
Uh-oh.
And what I'm going to do is I've actually edited this. So there is a PG version of this book now. This is
Okay.
R. This is definitely an R. But there's a PG version. And so the PG version is probably going to be my soft cover and it's going to be on Amazon. Thank you very much. Come and talk to me on Tuesday. We're going to talk all about the death penalty. But
Right.
so that way, on Amazon, we'll have soft covers. And so the people that got the hardcover version of Death Penalty Desires, the R-rated version, may be the only ones with actually a hard copy of it. I'll probably release it, the R-rated version, on my ebook.
Okay.
As an ebook on my site only. But the Amazon site and the so I'm definitely going to do that. That's what's going to happen. So the people that got this in hardcover really got a deal.
It's a beautiful book. Is that
Thank
going to
you.
be the cover of it?
Yes, that's the cover.
Yeah, that's very pretty.
Thank you. Yeah, it reflects the content. It was quite a flash of inspiration. It's targeting the ladies, by the way.
I see that. I was like, that's I can see it's going to be R. Okay.
It is an
Solid
R.
Brain
This
wants
is an
to
R. Now
ask-
the PG version is called
Mhm.
Death Penalty Desired with a D, and it's going to have
Oh,
a blue here, and it's going to be passion and murder, no lust.
Oh, okay. No lust. I get it.
Steve Goss, you do standard. Yes, they have stand your ground in Florida.
Yeah.
Absolutely, we do. In fact, I was I was probably involved. Well, I'm pretty sure I was involved in the first stand your ground case in Florida when it's actually called a stand your ground. It's self-defense immunity statute. And I was doing a trial, a self-defense immunity trial. And the statute had just passed. And just before trial, the defense attorney says, I want a self-defense immunity hearing. And the judge was a great judge, said, what are you talking about? You want a trial before the trial? Denied, right? And which was actually, looking back, was error, right? But
Right.
wily old Judge Watson looked at that statute and saw what it was and came back at the end of the trial and said, counsel, I'm going to reconsider your motion for a stand your ground hearing, and I'm going to consider the trial a stand your ground hearing. And you've admitted evidence, and I'm going to deny it based on the evidence presented in the trial.
Oh, no.
So he maneuvered, and it was funny. One of my office mates. So when I went to the public defender's office in appeals, one of my office mates got the appeal that I did the prosecution on, and he got that case. And like about 6 months later, it was a different case that said you're entitled to that hearing. And he was so mad that his case didn't get it. But I'm like, oh, wily Judge Watson. He granted that he did just enough to maneuver his way so that he wasn't the case. So.
Oh, that's so crappy.
So it's good for me. What are you talking about?
Wait, but didn't he maneuver his way out of it?
That the judge did. The judge got so that he got affirmed on appeal. I was the prosecutor. I wasn't the defense attorney.
Oh.
See, so.
Ew. You were the prosecutor?
Jenny Graham has all my books. I have to get these next. Well, thank you very much. Yes. I'm going to have an R-rated and a PG-rated version.
Yeah, I didn't know about the novel. Is that the only novel?
Yeah, so we have a children's book, we have a novel, we have a novelette. There is this one is a public policy thing on the death penalty. This is a philosophy book about life, and this is a legal book about practicing criminal law and answers to common problems for criminal lawyers. So I've got kind of the whole range of whatever suits your interest.
You have a lot of books.
Yes, I write a lot. I've got multiple ones in the pipeline, but I'm always working and always writing.
You didn't get kicked out of my chat, Ruth. Did I kick you out of my chat? I did not mean to if I did. I don't even know how to kick someone out. Do you, Steve?
I didn't kick anybody out. I don't know.
No, I'm saying, do you know how? I don't even know how.
Oh, I don't know. Do you have mods?
I think I have one mod in here.
Okay.
But I don't think anybody would kick you out. I don't think it could have been talking about my chat.
Shenny Graham, she's really, she's my bud here. She says, I'll take my R in the next one. It's how I'm prepared for you, Steve, when we are talking prep up. Yeah. Yeah. Prepare is I'd say that book is part philosophy, part prepper, and part faith. This is kind of almost my personal philosophy. In fact, of all the books, that's the one that's the most personal, or I'd say that really is that's like me expressing myself in a very personal way about how I try to conduct my life, and it's a guidebook for individual freedom and sort of an exploration of what makes me tick, which I've come to the conclusion that I base my kind of life on truth and individual freedom. And this book talks a lot about individual freedom, because what is individual freedom? It's a very difficult concept. So that was that's what, and then so what it does is it lays out this philosophy, and then it gives you sort of a tour guide, a self-assessment of your own life to see if you are truly free. If you value individual freedom, are you free? Because many of us are burdened by, say, childhood issues,
Mm-hmm.
and those things can enslave you.
Oh, for sure. For sure, those can definitely enslave you. Somebody is asking what you think about you saw the What the Hills case, right?
Well, it's quite complicated. It's quite civil. And so I got into it enough to understand kind of what's going on. From what I'm seeing from afar, I have a pretty good idea of who she is. And because I recognize that person in the criminal justice system a lot, I'm kind of surprised.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm surprised she's not in the criminal justice system,
Me
because
too.
generally those people end up in an orange suit talking to me.
Yes.
And so that's my first assessment. The judge has got black robe syndrome big time, and
For sure.
he's typical. I know that area of Florida. Some of the counties that I work in are abut that Levy County, so
Okay.
I'm familiar with that kind of rural, down home cooking kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I know a judge very similar to him in that area. And I would say, it's a real problem. I think DeSantis has got a problem with his appointments department. He's been off running and not paying attention to the state and letting people, I think either he's appointing people really bad or he doesn't care. Either way, I'm very unhappy with that. Now, as far as the Hailes themselves, I don't have a good fix on them. They seem like pretty productive people. They seem like relatively normal. I'm not certain though, because it's hard to gauge that, so I can't make any kind of assessment. But those are my opinions that I've formed to this point.
For sure. Yeah, no, I think the people that were asking that are definitely like very loyal What the Hales subs and followers. So they probably, I think they have their own judgments about that. And I think they are good people.
Yeah, it's hard to judge from a thing, though. Although I'll say that the one thing about the internet and what you're doing, and I do a lot, is kind of hard to fake it after many hours of being online, right? If you're on there, you're ultimately gonna kind of descend into your core being at some point, right?
At some point.
The one thing that kind of gives me a little pause is, why did they pick this area? And they seem very critical of it. I mean, where are they from? Because it seems to me that there's sort of a big city. I know that these rural areas don't like big city northerners coming in and telling them what they're doing wrong. So I sense a little of that. Are they a little too big for their britches on that? A little humility would go a long way. But that's just, I mean, I don't know if that's a good assessment or not. That's sort of just a little ringing in my ear that's saying that might go somewhere, might help. Maybe that's one of the reasons but I don't know. I mean, obviously this woman is nuts, and
for sure.
It sucks because it's a greater problem. I did address it on my channel more generally, because how do we construct a system to protect people good people, hardworking people like you and me, average Joes, average Janes, from crazy people from attacking him and destroying him like this. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I don't know. And we do see those people in the criminal justice system so often, right?
Yeah, but see, the thing is the criminal justice system is kind of like the funnel where all the
Yeah.
society's pathologies kind of land.
Mhm.
And like somebody like this, if they get a felony and they end up in prison, they're in an orange jumpsuit, they're in a cell, and they can be crazy all day. And I'll just say, look, you're in here, I'm outside. I'm here to help you. You can listen to my honest or not. And they say, well, this sort of say, I'll tell you what, let me come back when you got it together. Here's a question, write me. I mean, it's like, because it's like they're insulated from us. We are protected from them. That's the purpose of prison is to isolate pathological people from damaging the good citizenry.
Right. Yeah, I think that so the reason that they said is because it's 2 hours from the bigger cities that have the storage units, because they go and buy storage units. And
Oh,
then
yeah,
sell.
that's right. Well, they're in proximity, I guess, to Gainesville and Tampa was what I would guess. Yeah, it's a neat business, and they seem like nice people. I'm just trying
Yeah.
to say, I'm not trying to put all my chips on, I know
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
people
for
that are
sure.
fans. I don't have an opinion. I've watched them a little bit. And it's hard to say. It's hard to say without, and I'm not going to put my ring of endorse. Like I said, I don't like to talk about stuff unless I kind of know it. Like that
Exactly.
woman, I recognize her. I've dealt with people
Yeah.
like her, and I've dealt with people in the justice system, in the jail, in prison, right? And they're nuts,
Yep.
and they're vicious, and they're vile, and they need to be in the cell, right? So that's like, okay, well, here's your options. Here's the case. Here's what you're doing, and then they're like, and you're like, okay, I got to go to the next client, next room over. See you later. I mean, that's what prisons are for.
Yeah, the problem I get sometimes that I've seen sometimes is like when you get that type of person who's charged with a crime and then they bond out, and then you're still dealing with them and they're out. It's kind of like dealing with Lynette. Except at least I guess they have the conditions of bond, over their head at that point. But yeah, no, that
it's quite civil, and this is the thing.
yeah,
There's a reason I'm not doing civil. It's because these kind of things are just endless sinks of money and time, and you see good people at their worst in civil. In criminal, you see bad people at their best.
what you think so?
Oh yeah, I mean, my clients are freaking murderers, pedophiles, murderers, robbers, thieves. I mean, come on, and so, but they're on their best behavior usually when they're talking to me. Some of them can be quite charming. This is the thing. People don't realize the criminal element, because it's like, well, if somebody looks like a thief, you're not going to trust them. Usually
Yeah.
these people have very good game, have very good street smarts, are very charming, and know how to charm their way around anything. So, it's an interesting insight. And there are generally people with psychological problems, and I that's what this woman sees. And like, we don't have a good mental health system. We don't know how to deal with these people, so they end up in prison. That's what happens.
Yeah, which doesn't help, obviously. But what else are you going to do? Thank you,
Yeah.
Ellie.
Here's somebody says, just another occasion as issues with small town real corruption started to be exposed based on land person. Yeah, this is the thing. These small towns like this, Florida is quite corrupt, and I've been singing this song for a while. And the Good Old Boy Network is very strong down here. And I hate to say that, because I was born and raised in Daytona Beach, and I know it from the inside. And it's very sad. And I've been an advocate against it for a long time. I've been speaking up, and that's one of the reasons I'm not in the inside, because I speak out against corruption when I see it. Appointments that are improper, and undisclosed relationships and backhanded dealings, and I'm very much against that. And of course, the people that are doing that are in control, and they don't want me singing that.
Yeah.
I'll raise
No,
the
of course.
flag,
Yeah. No, yeah, no, people on the inside definitely don't want you. And see, so this is the thing. It looks to me from watching Jeremy's earlier videos, that's kind of what I've been doing on my channel this last week, is watching some of these older videos where the corruption like where you first start seeing it, it looks like he started being very vocal about the corruption he was seeing, and this got him a lot of enemies with the
He's from
people.
Ohio, right?
Yes.
Yeah, see, and this is what people from the North and these cities don't understand is that certain cultures, like certain communities,
Mhm.
people like this who are seem to me to be kind of straight shooter kind of folks,
Mhm.
they have a homogenous society. You know, if
Mhm.
you're from Minnesota, I mean, most people are Minnesotans and they're kind of they got the same playbook, right?
Mhm.
Florida, everybody's from everywhere, and there's
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's like a real we get the lowest common denominator out of people. You get, you know, well, who is a Floridian? Is it a Cuban? Is it a Haitian? Is it Jewish people? Is it, you know, the rednecks? Is it the retirees? I mean, it's just everybody. It's just a big mix of everybody. And to appeal to that, it's all this base kind of stuff. And then you get a few insiders, especially these small towns. Usually it's the doctors and the lawyers who in the town who have the money and control stuff, and they get in control. And it's a very small town. There's a few people that run stuff,
Mhm.
and they don't like outside. And somebody comes in like from outside who's used to maybe a little cleaner government, and they're shocked when they see what goes on.
Right.
Um,
And then they start saying things about it, and then it seems like then also this woman came along at this like at the perfect time for them. It almost seems like because I've seen a lot of times where judges might have relationships with people, you know, like for instance, he was in a very public fight with the mayor of this town. I
yeah,
mean, it would not be odd for the mayor and the judge to know each other, know of each other, and for the judge to not like that he was calling out the mayor or calling out, you know, the good old boy network or the corruption, and to say, I think I'm gonna put an end to that. You
well,
know?
there was somebody back here that said, "How do you defend the guilty?" or something. Must be hard to defend the guilty, and that's absolutely not true. The hard people to defend are the actually innocent. You know, the guilty people. Okay, you know, usually what we're arguing about in the public defender's office is either yeah, there it is, right? Flash
Yeah, yeah,
fan.
yeah, right.
Usually it's usually we're arguing about the length of sentence,
Mhm.
or you know what the conditions of a plea are, or usually the state can overcharges. They're way
Mhm.
overcharging people, and
Right.
so those are things we do. You know, like somebody is walking through a yard. They, you know, they're trying to cut through somebody's yard and they jump the fence and they're going through the yard, or maybe they go into somebody's back shed and they're trying to steal a lawnmower or something, right? They get caught, or a bike, and they run.
Mhm.
And then they get charged with burglary of an occupied dwelling, a first-degree felony punishable by, you know, and they're like facing the state saying, we want 20 years in prison. And it's some homeless guy trying to steal a bike out of your shed.
Yeah.
And so, or I had, you know, I use the example, I had a woman who stole a can of spray paint from Walmart who got 19 years in prison. And, you know, it's like, well, she's guilty. Why are you defending the guilty? I mean, it's easy to defend the guilty because it's like, okay, now what is justice there? As a conservative kind of guy, I think it's a waste of our taxpayers. That woman is not a danger. She's 48 years old. She is not a danger to the community, right?
Right.
Give her 6 months in jail. That's a lot of time for a can of spray paint. But 20 or 19 years, that's crazy.
That's insanity. That is terrible.
Yeah, and so it's like now the people like you're probably familiar with the Virgilio case, actually
Oh,
innocent guy.
that's terrible.
That's a hard case
Right.
because it's like that guy's actually innocent, and the system isn't really designed to deal with that. So,
And those are the ones that keep you up at night.
oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Agreed.
In
Yeah,
fact,
those are
I
the
will
worst.
say the death penalty desires in the middle of this book is a
Mhm.
capital murder trial, front to
Oh,
back.
yeah.
This whole thing is basically from an insider's view of a
Mhm.
capital murder trial from beginning, middle, and beyond. I mean,
Mhm.
this book, if you're a law nerd, you will
Mhm.
love this because that's the framework of it.
I'm gonna have to get it.
And it's also buttressed by real trials that I did. In fact, I used a trial that the person was actually innocent in it, and it was the hardest case of my life.
Yeah.
Hardest case of my life. But I use that as a framework so that, and nobody understands. I actually got PTSD from that case.
Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah, and people don't understand how hard it is when your client is actually innocent.
Oh yeah.
And then and what happened, and for me to explain why it was so hard, you won't understand until you read the book. When you read the book, maybe you'll get a little taste of what I had to experience for 4 days in court.
Wait, the trial was only 4 days?
Yeah, it was a 4-day jury trial.
Oh. Was it not
Why?
guilty?
No, it was guilty, and she got 10 years in
that's
prison.
terrible.
Yeah, it was horrible. Horrible.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, you can read all about it.
I will. How long ago was that? Is she out?
She's out, yes.
Okay, that's good.
It was over 10 years ago.
Okay.
Horrible. Well, it's a horrible case. It was. I can't really talk about it too much.
Yeah.
Other than to say that we didn't give up. The case was overturned on appeal.
Nice.
And then she gave up on us, and she pled.
Oh, that's
which
heartbreaking.
was very disheartening because we went through this trial. It was the worst trial of my life. She got it guilty. She got 10 years. And then when we finally got it reversed on appeal, she had just surrendered, given up. In fact, that's what Death Penalty Desire is about. Part of the inspiration of this, and there's multiple inspirations. One of them is the female was very agreeable and very submissive. And a lot of women take that tack as an abdication of their responsibility, and they think, I'll be safe. It's a safety move. Let the man go do all the hard stuff, and I'm going to defer, and I'll just stay here and protect myself, and I'll stay out of trouble, right? But that is absolutely not the right strategy. It is not it feels like it's comfortable. It feels like I'm not doing anything. I'm innocent because I'm not making any active decisions. It's all that guy. That's what you see a lot. But in this case is one where that exact opposite, it came back in bitter. And that's kind of the basis of this. The one of the lead characters is very submissive and very agreeable, and the evolution of her and the psychological impact and how that person can get into trouble.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to get that. When can I get it? Now?
Available now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting, like I said, I probably need to go onto my website and change it because I have it right now. The thing is, I'm just waiting on my new cover because I'm going to have the cover redesigned, and then I'm going to slap it up there because I'm actually going to sell soft cover versions. It's going to be the one that you can buy now is a soft cover pre-order.
Okay.
But it has this cover, but that's the R-rated version. I'm not going to sell the R-rated version in the soft cover. I'm only going to have that on ebook. The R-rated version will be ebook. The soft cover will be the PG version will be on ebook and on soft cover. So that'll probably be done this week. But you can go there. I'm going to send an email to anybody who buys the book to say, you have a choice here. I'll give you your money back, or you can go ahead and get the PG version in soft cover, and I'll give you the ebook on top of it. That's what I'm going to do.
Nice. Okay. So you can get both of them.
Elephant. Yeah. Yes. Well, I'll make it right. Don't worry. Just go get it.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. There is a way to still get the R version though, guys, in case
I will have the R version will be ebook on my website.
And the soft cover is going to be the
PG version, and it will be ebook and soft cover.
Okay.
Because Amazon also has this exclusivity deal, and to make any money, I have to be exclusive with Amazon. So I'm going to give them the PG version, which is more widespread anyway. PG version is meant for law students, for professionals, for young adults, teens, anything like that. There's some strong sexual situations, let's just say, within this book, because there's a dominance and submission theme also within it. But I took out all those parts and left. But it actually it didn't affect the book. In fact, one of my friends, my buddy Rosemary Peoples, who's our lead capital attorney in trials, read it and she loved it. She was so enthusiastic, and she's like, "Leave the sex stuff out,"
Oh, really?
I gave her the PG version, by the way.
Oh, really? And she still said leave the sex stuff out?
No. She was, because I was telling her.
Oh, she was agreeing with you. She was like,
version.
"Oh, this is great."
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm talking about it. You invited me, so here I am.
No, of course. I'm
goddamn
so
fly.
happy that you're talking. So this might be a dumb question, but I don't know the answer to it, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask. Have you done a capital trial before? Defending?
I do capital appeals.
Okay.
I'm qualified for capital appeals. I'm also qualified to do capital jury selection. There's a very complex system for selecting capital death penalty qualified jurors. And so I am qualified to do that also to
Okay.
help out our trial division. And you do it in teams of 4. So I
Okay.
can be on a team of 4 on selecting the juries for capital teams.
Okay.
I could see, I don't want to do, I mean, my board certification is in trial, criminal trial,
Yeah.
but I like doing appeals. That's where I
Yeah.
want to stay. That's where I am.
I would
And
hate to do the trial of a capital trial. Oh my God.
I would hate to do capital trial also.
Yeah.
But I would, I guess. I don't know. My friend Rosemarie, I've
Mhm.
interviewed her several
Yes,
times.
yes, and I have seen that interview, and it was or recently I saw an interview with her, and it was amazing. It
She's
was such a
incredible.
great
She's
interview.
like, if you wanted to create a death penalty, like a capital attorney, a
Mhm.
great criminal trial, forget capital, just a
Mhm.
great criminal. She is the best criminal trial lawyer I've ever been around, bar
Mhm.
none. She's incredible. But very amazing. I just can't say enough good things about her. But she's got, after I've done 80 trials, and
Mhm.
at that point, it's like another trial. Like in fact, I'm even thinking I don't want to even do Supreme Court oral arguments anymore because it's like I got to hawk up to Tallahassee and sit up in a crappy hotel room and go up there and get them beat on me for 30 minutes, and then
Yeah.
it's just like go away.
Yeah.
But this I'm getting older, and it doesn't thrill me like it does the young kids. Like, you get to go argue for the Florida Supreme Court. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, you want to do it? Here.
Yeah.
Here's
Go
the
ahead,
fine.
do it for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've always been curious about that.
Flash
Because
Fan has another good comment.
let's see here. What are they? Capital cases? Trials?
Yes. So that is absolutely yes. Yes. And people want to know why it's so expensive and so difficult. This book, Death Penalty Debates, it's a net positive net. That's a weighing. It basically gives you all the positives of the death penalty and all the negatives of the death penalty as a public policy thing. And you're supposed to weigh those to come up because, whether you're for it or against it is not the right question. The right question is it good public policy? Hold on a second. And in that book, one of the things is about how much it costs. And it's much more expensive and much more difficult. In fact, one of the books in the pipeline, I've got Death Penalty Debates, Death Penalty Desires, and I have Death Penalty Designs is a book I'm working on now at work, which is how to attack the Florida's death penalty in particular legally. But you have to raise everything. It's Death Penalty Designs maximum due process. So like if you get a traffic ticket, you get very little due process. If you get a misdemeanor, you get a little more. If you get a felony, you get a lot. If you get death, it's the maximum due process that you should that we could possibly give, right? So that means you raise everything. There's all kinds of protections. There's a saying called "death is different," and that is very much true. It's very complex. It's like climbing a mountaintop of criminal law. People don't understand how complex it is. And believe me, I'm writing a book on it right now, and it is extremely complex law, and everything about it is difficult. Everything,
and it seems like obviously there's like every expert possible is.
If it's there, you've got to argue it.
Yeah.
So it's very you have to file. There's certain things. Like one of the things saying, well, why does it cost so much? The system costs a lot of money. First of all, you got to pay high-priced lawyer like me, who could be making money elsewhere doing other things. Why do I want to take this job on? It's a miserable job, and so you got to pay those people more. And then when I'm doing that, I'm doing just that. So when I did a capital appellate case, I'm doing nothing but that for 3 months. And so that's a big block of time. I usually do a case a week. So this is 12 weeks of cases that I'm off the rotation. And then we also have well, as soon as the state announces that they're seeking the death penalty, there's a whole string of costs that are triggered. $25,000-$30,000 expert you have to hire immediately, something called a mitigation expert, and you have to hire that as soon as the state files that notice, even if there's life in prison at the end. So there's all kinds of upfront costs and difficulties that go into it. The amount of court time that goes into a capital case, it's something like on the orders of magnitude, like 10 times the amount of a regular case.
Wow.
Just because you have to have motions, you have to have them heard, you have to have experts, it's all kinds of costs. And it just goes on and on and on and on. And I go through that in death penalty debates. I go through the cost issue because people are always interested in that's like, why don't we just shoot him? Right? I'll solve this problem. I'll just shoot him in the head, right? Well, really, that's not really realistic. I mean, is that the society we want to live in, right? So, we do have to have it. And then why those costs and where they're coming from is all laid out, and where the delays are. I've put out those arguments in death penalty debates. But this is not it. I mean, I'm very much against death penalty, but this is both sides of the argument. In fact, I invite people to write me to improve this book, because I want this book to be a source of all the arguments. Yeah, the ebook is not up yet. It'll probably be up this week. The sample is 0. The pre-order on the soft cover is available right now. So if you order the soft cover, you're going to get the PG soft cover and the ebook of the R-rated version.
Nice.
Okay, anyway, sorry, I'm taking over again. That's
good.
Yeah.
T. Huey says, can you imagine what the Daryl Brooks trial cost? I actually didn't see that one.
I covered that one, and that was an example of an excellent prosecutor, by the way. That was probably one of the best prosecuting teams I've seen on the internet.
Really?
They were very professional, did not take the bait. The judge was iffy. Brooks is nuts. He gets an F-. But the fact, in the face of that prosecutor team kept to their plan. They kept their cools. They kept their professionalism. They defended the law. I mean, that trial team in that Daryl Brooks case is a gold medal performance. Very rarely do you see such a good prosecution team. Did not play dirty at all. Very fair. Bent over backwards to defend the law. Very, very impressed with that team.
Well, that's good to hear.
I want the hard version. I need the yummy. Well, the pre-orders, the pre-order hardbacks were available, but which are going to be they're already to the printer. I'll probably be shipping them out end of next week. Consider they already have it. Lynn and John from guilty. Well, guilty. So you're talking civil. So injunctions is a civil thing. It's not a criminal thing. So guilty is a criminal term.
Yeah.
Flash fans hitting it out of the park. All these great
questions. I have not.
I have. Yeah, I've tried, and I've also done pro se appeals, which is disaster. I use them as examples when I train all of our appellate lawyers, and there's a pro se appellant that I use as a teaching example. Like, here's how to deal with these people, because boy, what a mess. Yeah. So Nathan C. Here's the thing: if you order the soft cover, you will get the R-rated. You'll get your choice of ebook plus the soft cover. Anybody that does it between now and when I get my site fixed, because what I'm going to do is when I get when I get it laid out the way I want it to, which will be this week, anybody that's ordered the soft cover with the representation, they're going to get the R-rated version. I will send them an email so you can either get your money back, or I'll send you the PG soft cover and your choice of ebook, hard cover, R or PG. So you'll get both. You see, nobody knows this except my people in locals and you.
And now us. So I'm going to go straight there. I have a note to myself right here on my computer.
There you go. Good. Note to self. Yeah, right? It's just a matter. Actually, the only thing I've got to get, it's already done. It's written. It's in other people's hands. It's preventing it. I mean, my artist, but see, I work faster than my artist. I write faster than my artist can do the book covers.
You write faster?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Well, I mean, this book, I wrote this book in 10 days. And
Wow.
50,000 words.
You must live by the beach.
I do.
Yeah, well, easier to write there.
Well, no, it's just that I was like we were talking about, I come off the death penalty, this death penalty appeal I just got done doing.
Yeah.
And when I'm doing that, I'm in my peak performance.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just crushing it. And then once I filed that reply, I took a breath because I've got that 3-month window, right?
Okay.
And I filed that right on, you got to right at the last minute, you file it. And then I relaxed and this inspiration hit and I was rolling with my writing. So it was just an inspirational thing, but it's not so bad. Oh, Daytona. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay. So you said you were didn't you say you were born and raised in Daytona? Okay. And you're still there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense as to why you were all about the town and, oh, that's cool. I've never been there, but I've heard it's
Bike week and NASCAR. That's our thing.
Yes. NASCAR. That's cool. Can't you drive on the beach there?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
That's why the NASCAR started here, because they used to race on the beach.
No, they didn't. Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Ormond Beach. I'm actually from Ormond Beach, which is the town just to the north of Daytona. Mm-hmm. And they called the Ormond Beach the birthplace of speed because they'd have the steam cars, like Stanley steamers, and they'd race them on the beach. There's all kinds of land speed records set in Ormond Beach. All these old motorcyclists and stuff. And then they just got too fast and they had to move it out to the salt flats and stuff like that. But yeah, for the early, the turn of the century, when the cars were first being developed, a lot of land speed records were set here.
That's crazy. But now NASCAR is on a track, right?
Yeah. Now the Daytona Speedway, I mean, it holds 200,000+ people in the stands. It's huge.
Okay.
It's a 2.5 mile track.
That's what I thought. We have a track here in Austin, but it's for F1.
F1, yeah. F1 is, we don't race F1 here. It's
no.
Although the bike week is actually keyed into the Daytona 200, which is a motorcycle race, but nobody,
nice.
It's an afterthought. I mean, the population of our town doubles during bike week.
Oh yeah.
It's unbelievable. You just have no concept of what. You ever heard of Sturgis?
Yes.
Okay, Daytona is Sturgis.
Okay.
Those are really the two big biker meccas.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Oh, look.
Oh, thank
Harriet
you.
Williams.
Okay. I feel a little see, this is the thing, my high conscientiousness, the fact that it says death penalty desires and people are going to get the software, it's going to take me some time to get the software. But what I'll do is once I flip it over, anybody that ordered, I'll say, okay, I'll send you the pre-orders, but here's a copy of the ebook. And Daytona Beach Race. What was that? I did a beach race. Wow. Yeah, the beach race. Oh, I got all kinds of connections. I guess you call stepfather, I don't know, how would I put it, owned Fritzy's Old Timers, which is now called the North Turn Restaurant. And the North Turn Restaurant was up in Ponce Inlet, and that is the north turn of the old track where they used to race the cars.
Nice. Is this okay, so I saw in chat the other day, I think you said your mom just got married. Is that right?
Yeah, after 54 years of courting.
Awesome. That is amazing.
Well, I don't know. It made me laugh. I mean, it's kind of nuts, but there it is. She's 88 years old.
That's amazing.
They've been dating for 54 years.
That is so cute.
I know, it's silly.
I think it's so cute. Okay, let's see. Nathan C says, pre-ordered the soft cover and emailed requesting the R-rated ebook. Look forward to it. I have almost all your books.
That's very kind.
That is very kind.
I just got to get my ducks in a row because I wasn't going to do this initially, but I have so many friends who were, I'd say, very Christians, very strong Christians. And I also have a work. I want to sell the book or give the book away at work and, use it as a training tool because the law is real in this. One thing about this book is the framework of law is very, very connected to actual cases that I did. Okay. So the trial, everything about this book is very much based in reality. So a lot of the people that want to buy this are people who are big trial fans. They like watching trial streams. So I wanted to give you that. but then also I don't want. I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to give you a choice: R or PG, and then you can choose.
I think that's a great option.
Yeah, but the people that have the hardcover R-rated version are a select few. There are 15 people that made it happen. The way I modeled this book, because my books are supposed to be break even. My wife yells at me if I lose money on these things.
Right. Yeah.
And so the way I designed it was if I sold 15 hardcovers at $85 a piece, and that covered the cost of the book. So I'm at break even. So that's really,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Have you thought about retiring in Otter Creek on a turtle sanctuary? You might be able to get a good deal. I heard
actually like that part of town. I don't know. I mean,
not the turtle
we went to Micanopy or Micanopy.
What is that?
Micanopy. I don't know, over there at south of Gainesville.
No idea. Don't go to the turtle sanctuary.
Lauren Yeats, why don't you go to a publisher? I've actually started to shop some books. I have a successor book for Brucey called My Difficult Dog, which I'm targeting to get out by Christmas. But the artwork on the children's books is quite expensive. It's about $3,000 up front for the art. So it's all written and done. I've just got to pay my artist to get her working on it. So I haven't really started pressing on any kind of fundraising for that. But I because of that, I did shop it. I already sent a letter to a publisher or an agent. I think my books have much broader appeal than what I'm getting. So I've contacted an agent for My Difficult Dog, which is my Christian children's book. And I might do the same for Death Penalty Desires.
Are your books on Kindle or Amazon? Amazon, right?
Well, both. The Amazon has a Kindle. Death Penalty Debates is available on Amazon. This book right here on the public policy of the death penalty, that one's on Kindle. The ebooks, this is on ebook and audiobook. The other ones, let me see. All the other ones are available on ebook, but only at my website.
Oh, okay.
And then Prepare is also available ebook and also on audiobook. So this is available on audio, but only at my website. So the only book right now that's on Amazon is Death Penalty Debates, and that's ebook, soft cover, which you get it from me if you want to buy a soft cover, or ebook, soft cover, or audiobook. This is. In Kindle, it's like free. I mean, you can get Death Penalty Debates for I think it's like if you have that Kindle sharing thing, I think you get that one for free. I don't quite know how that works. I'm still trying to figure out how to actually get $1 out of Amazon. I don't know.
There's his channel.
Skytree. I need to work on my marketing. I know.
You need to write in the chat.
Me?
Oh, Skytree. Wait, what's
what
that?
What do I need?
To chat. Put something in the chat.
For what?
So then I can give you a wrench.
Oh, okay. Okay, me?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, thank you.
Of course.
There's my thingy. Nope, comment failed to post. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Steve Gosney.
He's like in the wrong chat.
Failed to post. Let's see. Hello. How's that? It doesn't like
there you go.
Links in the chat.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't. Because you don't.
Oh, John H. has my Audible book. Oh, which one did you get, John H.? Did you get the Death Penalty Debates or the Prepare? I'd like to. How'd you like that? Those are professionally done. I'll tell you, I spent a pretty penny. Like there's like I said, the wife kind of cracked on me about this. Although this did break even, I'll be fair. This one lost money. My novelette. I'm probably not going to republish that one.
Hey, thank you, Nathan. See, that's so nice. Thank you for becoming a member.
You know, it's funny. You've been asking me on your show for a while, and I'm so happy that I get to do this with you.
I am so happy too. Okay, so you have a wrench now, so you can post whatever link you want to.
Well, let me see if it works here. SteveGosney.com. Most people know me by regular, I think, but if not, the only one is Death Penalty Debates. Okay, so what did you think, John H? Did you like the audiobook of Death Penalty Debates? I think that's a better read than audio, but believe me, I went in the studio and read that, and I have a friend who's a very good professional done. I think it came out really good. Prepare is also an audiobook, but only at stevegosney.com.
There. You guys.
Yeah, Legally Live. There we go.
There you go. I tried clicking on your link, but it didn't link.
Skytree Fairs, Skytree Book Fairs.
What's that?
I'm just looking at it. I've got to look up stuff. I'm gonna be in Orlando on next Saturday. And then I've got a meet and greet there. It's going to be a tabletop from 10 to 3. There's going to be a vendor show at the Marriott downtown. And then I'm going to be in Savannah at the end of the month for a author meet and greet at the bar at the hotel of the Marriott in Savannah.
In Savannah?
Nathan C., the solid, you like the audiobook, huh? I mean, I put some time and effort into that. I think it was good. Yes, I do book signings at those things. I'd love to meet you. I love meeting my fans, and kind of usually I'll have like 4 or 5 people show up, and that's great because then I can talk to everybody individually. The one in Orlando, I'm trying to sell books. The one in Savannah is just have a drink.
Nice. I like going and just having a drink. Also, I don't sell any books. Can you hang out here and chat for 1 second? Because my camera is messed up. I'm going to exit and come right back in.
Oh, sure. I'm here.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, let's see. Sky Judge fares with their clean, competitive Scholastic. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I've got the in fact, I should check my buddy at ISBN Services does my book conversions, and he's got a let's see. I don't see it up yet. In fact, I was hoping he'd get it done tonight. But see, I push so hard. It's crazy. It's crazy how hard I push on this stuff because like I'm outrunning my artists in my book because I have like projects just lined up. I've got the next children's book for Christmas. I'm so pleased with Brucey. I love the children's book, but they're just so darned expensive. Oh, and I have a coloring book too.
Oh yeah, Brucey. I saw you do that the other day. I saw you hold that up the other day.
So you can do this. So it's a black and white version. You can color it, same content. And then
my daughter got a little one-eyed dog in her bath bomb this morning. And I was like, oh, it's Brucey.
Brucey. It's so cute. And I get the feedback from people. I love it. The pictures. Like, let's see.
They're so beautiful.
It really, and people don't realize what a high quality book is anymore. See, it's made to so you read to your child and you open it up and then they've got the picture next to you and then you read the words here and then it's all biblically based. This one's on the Serenity Prayer. And, but I really want to get My Difficult Dog done. It says that one takes money. Like these books are a lot easier for me to do. What books do you rent for newly law nerds? Well, it depends.
In law school.
I mean, what level are you?
She's in law school.
Okay, well, that's a good question. Can I tell you a secret just for your viewers who are watching here?
Oh, yeah.
Don't tell anybody, all right?
I won't.
Ideas and Answers in Law. This is mostly, now there are some extra stuff, but most of these things are available for free in the public domain. So if you go here, get your pencil out and write SSRN, and then look up Gosney or Steve Gosney, SSRN Gosney. And most of these articles are law review articles that I've written. Now, there's a few extras that I put in there if you really want to write the book. But for a poor law student who's in debt up their ears, you can read most of these things, these are Ideas and Answers in Law, solutions to common problems, right? I love the Serenity Prayer. In fact, the Serenity Prayer is in the back of Brucey. See, look here. I actually printed the prayer right there.
Nice. And there are beautiful glossy pages too.
Oh yeah, this is all the highest quality printing I could get done. It's really, I love Brucey.
Brucey's cute.
Death Penalty Desires actually has the Lord's Prayer printed in full. I like to sneak in a little. I don't like it hit you over the head with it. I think it's more subtle. I think that you can get too, like a lot of Christian books are too heavy-handed. I like to integrate faith within everything I do rather than clubbing you with Jesus loves you, because I bet people get turned off by that. You aren't going to convert anybody. Thank you very much, Ellie. Oh, Ellie fan, yeah, she's a mod. So these are available now. Here, this book right here is a criminal case. It's an imagined criminal case, but it is a real capital law framework. So all of the objections are correct. All of the law is correct. All of the investigations are real. You will get a real inside view of the way lawyers work in a capital case.
Lauren,
know that Amazon does not like promoting my book. I will tell you, you can get it on my website too. Okay, but Kindle, the death penalty debates, it's there. Look up death penalty debates, Steve Gosney. I don't know why. I know I have trouble finding it too on Kindle, but it's there. I should probably put a linky in my on my website.
yeah, you should. You should. She also says she did 2 local history books.
Okay, excellent. To 2 local.
Jersey?
Yeah, I love. See, most of my stuff started with nonfiction. This is academic writing. This is public policy. This is really nonfiction. And then this is actually a nonfiction book. This one here. I think the cover is beautiful. Isn't that beautiful cover?
Oh, that's very pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Surfing
love
Music and
that.
Growing Up. This is a mostly true novelette about growing up in Ormond Beach, Florida.
Oh, that's cute.
And I wanted to do like full color illustrations and stuff.
Oh, that's fancy on the inside.
Yeah. And so this is a real short, easy read novelette.
Oh, I love that cover.
Like see there's Ormond Beach.
Oh.
And then like the bus, there's the Volusia County School bus. It's like, this is, except for slight changes in this book, this is almost true.
Lady Los Angeles says, Stephen Gosney, thanks. Thank you. I knew you were good, but not this good. I'm happy I'm here. Oh, that's so nice.
How did I impress you? I don't. Yeah, I like this specific praise. More praise.
He's not just good with that.
Yeah. Well, so I've got the next Christmas, the next children's book is already done. And then I've got the training manual for capital appellate lawyers that I'm working on. That's a huge mountain academic project, but that will go with, it will be called Death Penalty Designs, Maximum Due Process. And it will go with my other 2 death penalty books.
Oh, okay.
In fact, if I was going to say to read them, it would be this one first, then Death Penalty Debates, and then Death Penalty Designs if you're a complete law nerd. But that is such hard writing. I don't know if I'll ever get it done. Seriously, it's a work in progress. That's when in fact, next week, I'm going to start hitting it again because I finished this book. And then I've got a fantasy trilogy I'm working on. I've got a fantasy trilogy that I've got to pick back up. I'm about 45,000 words in, but I want to get about 200,000 words and do 3 of them and then have it all laid out and designed and then do it. Yes, I publish all of these myself. And I will say that I love hardcovers. See, one part of things, I love books. So like,
Me too.
This book right here.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful? It's a hardcover and it's all the best. Now this is signed and numbered. So I sell these for $85. The regular book is like $20. So you can get the soft covers like this one here. Soft covers. These are, a lot less. But
I love
what
that cover
inspires me, what makes me want to get, I want to have a nice, beautiful, like the best quality hardcover you could possibly get. That's what, and it's like me, that's what inspires me a little bit, is having this in my hands.
Yes.
That's sort of a little reward.
Yes.
So I self-publish everything.
John wants you to tell everyone about the Law Academy thing that you're
right.
doing.
Yeah. Well, we're doing,
is this with
how much can I say? American Law Courses with Andrew Branca.
Okay.
Andrew is a law self-defense guy. So he wrote this book on self-defense law.
Uh-huh.
And he actually did the foreword on my first book.
Oh, really?
Look here. He's the one that inspired me. Foreword by Andrew Branca. He asked me, I'm the provost of what's called American Law Courses, which is a first-year law school level courses online, but it's not accredited. If you want to learn how to be a lawyer, but you don't want to be a lawyer, but you just want the knowledge, then we are going to provide it in the best professors in a first-year law curriculum, online, flexible, with the best professors we can find with no political correctness, because so much law school now is infused with political correctness, and the teachers are hit or miss. So we're providing it in a real good way. That's AmericanLawCourses.com. So that's cool.
Let's see here. Oh, I remember. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Lady Law Sandra gave you specific praise. There you go.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I like specific. Well, this is actually, like in death penalty debates, this is fun. I love talking about my book because this is part of me. I mean, these things are me, right? I mean, when you talk about who am I?
Yeah.
And this has 19 arguments for or against the death penalty and 10 arguments against. I tried to come up with every argument I could think of, and then also examples that people use on both sides, right?
Yeah.
And one of the arguments against is faith. And I put it in there because it's like that is a part of your. Now, this is why I laid them out the way I did, because for me, that's a big thing. My Catholic faith is a big part of where my position is, right? But if you're an atheist or an agnostic or Jewish or Hindu or Muslim or whatever, you might have a completely different worldview. So you put that in the scale for yourself. There's so much deception in the world and so many people trying to divide us and control us with these ideologies. So instead, what I try to do is empower you to make up your own mind with the knowledge that I have and knowing all the issues involved, lay it out as fairly and as strongly as I can on both sides, and then give you the power to make up your own mind. And that's what this book is. It's not me telling you, this is why you should be against, or this is why you should be. It's making the argument as strong as I can on both sides, and then empowering your mind to make the rational decision, public policy debate decision, which is not let these politicians and media drive us apart.
Okay. Good. Let's see here. Somebody said they have several ebooks or books they want to e-publish. Can they contact you for advice? Do you have contact on your website?
Sure. Go to my website and go to the contact page. But you should also just look at, I've got several streams on my Rumble channel and my YouTube channel where I go through the process of writing and publishing and how I do it. So it's not a big secret. I'm still developing it, still trying to save money. But yeah, T. Hughley says she's got the Serenity Prayer. Wonderful.
He's still working out the kinks. Working out the kinks of his publishing. Right?
Well, I'm trying to figure out how to actually make $1 or $2. The only one that actually made money was Ideas and Answers in Law. And that was because I was fresh on the scene and everybody was like, who's Ghazni? Sell something. And so, Ricada and Legal Vices pushed a lot of books, and so did Legal Mindset. And I was relatively new on the scene. Nobody knew who I was. And they're like, who's this Ghazni guy? Now kind of people are sick of me and they're like, oh, he's pushing another book.
Oh God, he's got another one?
Right.
Not another book. I love your books. I mean, I love you talking about your books. I have not read your books, but I'm going to read your book.
Get one. Well,
I'm going to get this one.
Targeting you, baby.
Yeah, I'm going to get this one. This new one.
Sexy.
And then after that, I might get Brucey because.
Brucey. Do you have kids?
I do. I have a 4-year-old.
Excellent. Perfect.
I feel like she would like it. To be honest, I have never taken her to church, but she has been asking to go to church for quite a while. I keep telling, my mom lives down the street, and I keep telling my mom, like, my mom is more religious than I am. And I'm like, you should take her. She wants to go. She's been asking a lot of questions about, like, death and what happens to us after that. And I'm like, oh, good Lord. How am I going to explain this without church?
Well, Prepare, I talk a lot about my faith. there's 2 chapters. There's 2 chapters in there about faith. But in there is about, one of them is why you should attend church. And it is an important thing. And people, the moral framework, it's really helped my son. I'm so proud. My son's 19 now. You have a boy or a girl?
Girl.
And I think it provides, like, the kids listen, they observe, they watch you. Are you following, living by example, teaching your child by what you do, not by what you say, but having some outside force that is affirming the values that you are teaching within your house and that you are living, really provides kids a framework and stability, so that it's not just mom and dad, or not just whatever. It's instead of, they're surrounded by these thoughts, and you talk about them. I'm a big fan too of not dumbing down religion, because I think that there's a lot of people that they buy into this children's version of Christianity. And it's like, well, Jesus and Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny, right? And
That's
they find out
my beef with it.
Right. And then they find out that that's all fairy tales. And then Jesus goes out the window with the rest of the fairy tales.
Yep.
And it's like, well, that's not really adult Christianity. But because we treat kids like stupid little kids, instead of dealing with these real issues that they're wrestling with, even though their mind isn't fully developed, but they're still dealing with the pain and traumas and love and, fulfillment and meaning. And all of these things are going on in your child's mind. And when you have open dialogue with them, that it's going to really make them better as a person as they get older. And so I don't believe in lying to kids about, like, well, by dumbing down the religion.
Yeah. So we might start with that book. We might start with the book.
Death Penalty Desires and Brucey.
Yeah, Brucey for
also,
the child. Definitely not going to read her Death Penalty Desires.
Yeah, that'll be one for you, one for her.
Yeah.
I'm Trinity Meadows. I'm going to do a live stream on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on the Christian conservative view against the death penalty. I have a fellow named
that sounds interesting.
Demetrius Minor is going to be on. We're going to have a conversation about that, because I'm very conservative and I'm very against the death penalty, and I think that's consistent. I get a little disappointed. We're so much in this team football politics that we have of, like, well, you're on the other team, and the politicians and media use these issues to divide us from each other. We're friends, these are people, we're citizens, we're not listening, but if the politician can get your ear, the media personality can get your ear and get you hating the opposition, they've got you. I'm very liberal, right? It doesn't matter to me.
That's what I'm saying, is like, but see, we get along just fine.
Yeah, I have very close friends who are atheists and who are very liberal. And the fact is, do you believe in truth? Yeah. And aren't we seeking that together? Right. So, do I know everything? I don't know everything. Right. You know everything? No. So let's work together to try to seek that common truth from our different perspectives. Right. Yeah. I always, I have so many friends that are very conservative. A lot of people that I know through YouTube are very conservative too. I never did Santa or Easter Bunny. Man, that has always been such a trigger with me. I did not want to do it. My parents really guilted me into it. So my mom had you've seen my mama. She says that Santa is the spirit of Christmas. That's what she used to say, which is kind of a clever way of saying it. Well, prepare, actually, what was it you were talking about? Because I'm very conservative, but I'm not a fundamentalist. And I have a lot of friends who are real hardcore literalists of the Bible. And this contains a whole breakdown of why that's false. And it also has a breakdown about how we of the faith, and I don't know, are you a Christian? I mean, so I was raised Episcopalian, but I don't go to church. Episcopal's as close you get to Catholic and still go to hell. Yes. Yeah. That's a joke from my friend. No,
That's a
But
good
in
one.
Prepare, like a lot of my friends are very literalists on the Bible. And
Mhm.
I think that is a losing game. And that's why a lot of people have fled from the church because of the literalism, because they find out that it's false.
Right.
And they say, well, so you're lying to me. And, and then it becomes this science versus God, when the Catholic Church has been very pro-science, as discovering the mechanism of creation is looking at God's creation is a exercise in faith. So I taught, there's a whole chapter on that in Prepare about, I don't go to a physics textbook to learn my faith,
Right.
nor do I go to the Bible to learn my physics.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is since I've had my child, or since she's like been getting older and able to ask questions about things, it's really made me want to be a lot more religious. Like because I've just started to realize like there's so many questions that I cannot answer because like you said, like I don't know the answers to everything, And so
Well, I love, see, you're open-minded and I'm very open-minded too. And that's maybe why I have a lot of friends that are more liberal. I'm extremely conscientious though, which makes me see, it's really bothering me that this is up there being sold with the false promise that it's the R-rated version when I'm going to switch it out on you. So, that bothers me to no end, but openness determines generally people that are more liberal. Conscientiousness determines people more conservative. Where was it going with that?
I don't know. Did I want to be more religious for my child?
We want to be more religious, right? Hold on a second.
Because I don't have all the answers.
But going at faith is a humbling process, and that my two paths to faith, because I used to be almost agnostic, I'd say, and the two paths with faith were humility, truth, gratitude. Right? These are things that you have to come to, like, I don't have all the answers, nor am I capable of it. Well, there's a whole Prepare. Each book has its own thing. This is the thing, when I reference my own books, it's going to be 8 p.m. on Tuesday and 8 p.m. on Thursday. When I reference my own books, it's because I wrote these. These are nonfiction. These are my ideas, right? These are the best I can do to explain what I'm trying to say. So I'm referencing it back because I think I did it pretty good, right? It's like it's the best I could do. But in that book, one of the things is that we are not able to actually, there's this idea between absolute truth and absolute evil. And then people like to get you caught on this thing. Well, everything's relative. We live in this relative society. And yes, there are some things that are more good and more evil. But then they say, well, I challenge you to say something that is absolutely good. The terms of good and evil. Absolute good and absolute evil don't exist.
Right.
Absolute truth and absolute falsity don't exist, for example. They'll say there are no moral absolutes. And that is and that's a criticism that's gotten a lot of leverage and knocked a lot of people out of their faith. And one of the few good ideas that I've had, what up, like Steve, I love Joyce Mars too. Yeah, one of the good ideas I had was in Prepare, is that we are basically absolute truth and absolute falsity, just as absolute good and absolute evil do exist, but we are at least 7 steps transcendent away from that reality. We can't touch it. We are too far away. We're too limited as human beings. We're embodied. We have a short lifespan. We only have 5 senses. Those senses are very limited. Our words, our brain is not large enough. We can't see the infinitely large. We can't see the infinitely small. We're limited in our capacity to understand through symbols. Words themselves are symbols. And those symbols are an abstraction of the real reality. The only truth, the only perfect truth is everything that exists at all time traveling through time.
Yeah.
And we can't comprehend that. That's not something we could ever put in our brains. So we have to simplify it down. And I've identified about at least 7 different levels. So when you say there is no moral absolute, there is no ultimately good or ultimately evil, the problem is that we can't access it. We can't touch it as people. We can gravitate towards it and we can gravitate against it, but we can't touch it, because we're too far away from it as mortal beings. But it's hard to understand that. And so when somebody comes at you with that moral relativism, a lot of Christians get disarmed and a lot of students get misled.
Let's see. Yeah, a lot of comments about getting closer to your faith. Let's see here. Something I was taught is humbleness, truth, gratitude, but also to recognize bad. I was not taught to recognize there is a bad side.
Well, and I actually want to, again, prepare. I've worked very hard to be honest with myself. There is a dark side in it, and we have darkness and light within us. We have the capability and the capacity for evil. A lot of people that I'd say, many people on both sides, right? They want to put themselves in this good position and then project outwards their evil. And that comes from a lack of awareness of their own evil, their own darkness, their own capability for evil, the evil within their own breasts, right? And so what they do is they project it. It's unconscious and it enslaves them. And then they see the world as I'm good and everybody disagrees with me as evil. And that is a very simple and unconscious view. And the way to deal with it instead is to look deep inside your heart, to dig out that darkness, dig out that evil, wrestle with it, bring it to the conscious level, see it in yourself, and then make the choice. So now it's conscious. Now I have a choice between lying or telling the truth, or doing good and doing evil, or being jealous and not. Like I've sensed jealousy in my heart sometimes. Okay, I understand I'm jealous of this person. Is it right to act on that or not? I'm going to act against it because now I have choice. If it's unconscious and it enslaves you, you aren't choosing, you just react to it. And so that's what's happened so much in our society is we project outwards and we're just enslaved and we're not operating in a conscious level. And that's why individual freedom is so important.
I always feel like after listening to you, like I've been to therapy.
Thank you. I guess.
Yeah.
I'm old enough now. I'm 56, 57, something like that. 57. I don't even know. Anyway, I'm older. And I do think I have reached a level of happiness and serenity and knowledge. And I think I've put stuff together. And it's been a lifetime of struggle. I was raised by a single parent. And
I'm a single parent.
Yeah, I was raised by a single mom. And now she's great. I've got a great, strong mom.
And she just got married.
Yeah. And the thing is a lot of single mothers feel guilty about that because it's like, they know the statistics.
Yeah.
And that's a truthful thing. That is truth. But how do you overcome that? Well, you just do your best. And don't suppress it. Don't get angry when somebody points it out. Instead, say, okay, these are the cards that I'm dealt. How do I best play those cards? Never use it as an excuse or crutch. Like when I was in criminal, when I did juvenile prosecution for about 2.5 years in Flagler County, did the whole county, 2.5 years, every juvenile involved with a crime. And what you would see over and over and over was kids that had these excuses. They had a whole big bag of excuses, and it worked on mom or grandmom. They'd say, "Oh, my daddy left me," and then they get up there and "Oh, gee, this works," and that's like my get out of jail free card because they play on the guilt of the single parent or the grandparent or whoever because daddy didn't love me. That's why I'm going and stealing the car. Well, that's not why you're stealing the car. That's an excuse to get out. So letting your child have an excuse to get out, that is the worst thing you can get them. The kids that you never see were the ones that had strong structure. The way you tell a child that you love them is by giving them a framework of right and wrong, a strong structure, rewarding good behavior, punishing bad behavior, saying, I'm doing this because I love you. And structure is what shows a child love. You don't give love to a child by letting them do whatever you want. Those are the kids that you say, well, you don't love me enough to tell me what's right and wrong. I mean, that is a very important message that came through like loud and clear when I did juvenile prosecution.
That's funny that you said it's not funny. telling that you say that, because I have a tendency to be like, do whatever. And my mom and dad, I guess, kind of do more of the disciplining, which isn't great. But my daughter said a bad word the other day in front of my mom, and I'm like I just don't think words are bad, really. Like, very few words do I think are bad, and I also just have a terrible language. And so she said a bad word, and then apparently she started crying, and then she got upset with me, and she's like, "Why don't you tell me? You have to tell me, like, what's good words and what are bad words, so I don't go and get in trouble." And I was like, "Oh, parent fail."
You got a smart kid. You got that.
Parent
Smart kids are
fail.
a challenge, right?
Oh, she's very challenging.
Here's a
She's
good book I'm going to recommend to Elizabeth H. or Elizabeth S. C.S. Lewis, The Problem of Pain.
Okay.
How Human Suffering Raises Almost Intolerable Intellectual Problems. I'll recommend that book. Yeah, well, that what you said is you really, you know, and I would say somebody who is open, if you're more on the liberal side, you're probably very high on openness.
Mhm.
You need to be careful of that. Be careful of on the other hand, you want to give your kid a long leash, but I think in our Western society, in the United States, we are not strict enough. I mean, it is the absolute, I don't think you can be too strict. Now, you don't want to be a badger. You don't want to, like, I've told you a million times, you act in accordance with what is right and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You discipline, you know, and sometimes discipline can come up with a lot of discipline. There's some parenting tips in Prepare too, by the way.
Okay.
One of them is don't reward bad behavior. And what I mean by that is rewarding it by attention. Make sure that you aren't just seeking to control your child. You're
Yeah.
establishing boundaries. Like, I remember Stevie would do stuff, and it's like sometimes we just let him do what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And we wouldn't say, now, if he did something bad, we would ignore it. Unless it was in imminent danger to him. Because then, now when he did something good, I'd give him time and attention.
Mm-hmm.
Because a kid wants parents' attention.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the only way they get any attention is when they're misbehaving. And so then you are rewarding it. Even though it's negative attention, it's attention nonetheless. And they say, oh, you're doing good, so just now leave me alone because you're being good. As opposed to, you're being good, now I'm going to reward you with attention because you're being good. And you're being bad, so I'm going to ignore that. And then when they do it worse, keep ignoring it. And then say, you know that's not right. When you tell me what's right, then I will pay attention to what you're doing. And then, of course, when they do something bad or dangerous, then you stop them, put them in timeout and say, okay, I'm going to put you here. We did this. So this was real hard. It's a hard thing. Let's put you here. And when you tell me what you did wrong, then you're out of timeout. So I'll put the timer on for 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll come back and ask you, are you ready yet? And he'd be like, sitting in his chair. Are you ready to tell me what you did wrong? No. Okay, I'm going to put it on. I'll put on 5 minutes. Okay, so I go put the timer on 5 minutes, come back, and he'd be like, you ready to tell me? He's like, I know what I did wrong. Okay, I love you. I give him a hug. Now, then go back and put him back in the arena, but that was those early battles were so hard because they're so cute at that young age.
They're so cute.
It's so cute. Oh, but don't let it. You got to fight those battles early.
They're cute, but also mine's super feisty. So keeping her in timeout is like.
So you hear this kid over here? He is too.
Yeah. Is yours awake?
Yeah. He's 19.
Okay. Okay. Wait, what is this? I'm conservative in LDS. Oh, okay. Question everything. I to search for my own both raised by mom and dad who are LDS. But stepdad is atheist. LDS, is that's
a Mormon,
right? Okay.
Yeah.
From going to a bunch of churches, there's a lot of good people out there. There's a bit of truth in all things. Yeah.
Well, being humble and open to others, it's important because, so I find that my biggest mistakes are made when I'm the most certain.
Those are always the most embarrassing too.
Oh yeah. Big belly flops.
I hate when I do that with my child too, man.
They'll test you, but a child should make you a better person.
See
that as a challenge. That child there is challenging you to be a better person. You want to live by example.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, she definitely makes me a better person. You haven't seen a church in 4 years. Hard time believing at times. You have a lot of questions on why bad things happen in life. Oh, okay.
That's
That
the one I
book.
told
She
the
said
book.
she took a screenshot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, the C.S. Lewis, that's a really good one. There's one called Mere. See, he's great. Mere Christianity, and this one here is The Problem of Pain. Are very, because that is a great question, right? To say that why does suffering occur, and that is the challenge that most faiths have to deal with. Prepare. That's a lot of this goes back to my faith about the prevalence of idolatry within our society we are so full of idolatry, and most people get confused by that because they think that we're talking about a fatted calf or a golden calf or a statue or something like that, right? But in fact, the idolatry is placing something in the God place other than God. So that could be money, self, government, environment, ego, intellect. All of those things can take the place because what is the primal source of your morality and ethics? Ultimately, you really have to look at that. The only place it's worthy is in a God figure. Those other vessels are not worthy of your faith, but yet you do have faith. And this is what even people that say that I'm an atheist, right?
Mhm.
Those people have faith. They just don't know. Either they've misplaced it, or they aren't even aware. They say they deny they have faith. They say, no, I base science. But science does not give you the answer to right and wrong, does not give definitions of good and evil. Science does not define those things. That is at a different level. That's science defines rational thought, but faith is fundamentally irrational. Your value judgments are fundamentally irrational. And I recognize that within myself. My faith is irrational, but I choose to place my faith in the church. And from there, I can build off of it like a rock, and you can build truth on that foundation of faith. If you don't have that, I'm telling you, and you got to prepare if you question me on this,
Mhm.
you do have faith somewhere, even
Mhm.
the atheists among us or the agnostics.
Mhm.
So because they're having to make value judgments every second of every day of every minute of their life. You're having to make a choice of this over this. It's not rational. Those choices are irrational. So what is the source of that decision making? It's faith in something. There's some value system that you've bought into. And that, anyway, I'm going off again.
Uh-oh, my child's screaming.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, she woke up. So that means that I have to go because I'm a single mom and my child's crying in the middle of the night.
And that's the most important thing. Thank you for the invite. It was wonderful.
It was so amazing talking to you. Thank you so much for coming on and having a chat.
Oh, well, it was great. I always see you on there, and I never get to do one-on-one with you. So I finally
right?
got a chance, and now I can
Thank you
put it
so
off my
much.
checklist.
Yes, it's amazing. And don't forget Tuesday and Thursday this coming up week, right? At 8 p.m. Eastern?
Standard, right?
Okay, awesome. Well, I am definitely going to check that out. Thank you for stopping by, and I'm going to get those books.
All right. Thank you. Great seeing you. See you
All right.
later, guys. Thanks, chat.